Yo, how's it going? Welcome back to another Moveset guide video, and today we're going to be featuring Annihilape. This Pokemon has been basically on every team when it comes to the doubles. I don't know how it's doing in singles, but we're going to talk about some single movesets, and I can potentially see why this Pokemon's being, extremely used. It's a very interesting Pokemon. Not other than that, the design on the new Primeape evolution is so good. But let's go ahead and get right into the builds. For these first three builds, these are from the Smogon analysis. If you go on Pokemon Showdown, you could probably end up finding some builds that that can potentially be useful. And feel free to swap anything around. But I'm gonna go ahead and share these with you guys because these are pretty averagely commonly used builds when it comes to using these Pokemon. So Annihilate. It's got the ability Defiant. This ability is very scary because there's commonly a good amount of Pokemon that have it, and it's pretty much free stat boost. So this Pokemon's attack is raised by 2 for each of its stats that it's lowered by the foe. So if you use like Scary Face, it's gonna end up getting a +2 attack, +2 in attack. If you use the move Growl, Charm, Baby Doll Eyes, moves like that, it's pretty much gonna get a stat boost. I think also if you set up sticky webs and Annihilape comes out on the field, steps on the webs, I'm pretty sure it gets a +2 in attack still. I don't know, because I think they had changed that in one of the generations. I don't remember exactly though, but we'll probably correct it somewhere in the description of the video. But for the item, we're gonna have leftovers. It's gonna be the Adamant Nature with the max hit points, 244 on the attack, 4 defense, 4 special defense, and 4 speed. And for the moves, we have Bulk Up. It's gonna raise our attack and defense by 1. So we're gonna be kind of tanky, potentially, if you can get the the proper setup. This thing has 217. It's 110 hit points. It's absolutely pretty tanky, and in the hit points, and average defenses is really good. Plus the bulk up, we're gonna get attack boost and defense boost. It's got its signature move, Rage Fist, 50 base power, plus 50 power for each of the time user was hit. Max 6 hits. Pretty wild. The move's actually pretty cool too. And we're gonna be getting recovery from Drain Punch and leftovers. Let's see. For the Terra type recommendation, I guess this was on here for VGC. Remember, this is from the Smogon analysis, so I didn't fully, I have no credit into this build, but it's pretty commonly used. So Terra Blast with either water or fire. I think it's mainly to prevent like Goldango from using like Make It Rain and Shadow Ball and stuff like that. I think I ran into an Annihilape with Airy, I think it was. I don't remember which one it was, but it was a different Terra typing. Alright, moving on to the next build is a singles build. This one's going to be carrying the Covert Cloak. Holder is not affected by secondary effect of another Pokemon's attack. It's going to have Drain Punch, Rage Fist, Bulk Up, and Taunt. Taunt is to, prevent Pokemon from setting up hazards, stats, and you'll be able to, get a bulk up, especially if it's a very bulky Pokemon that, just want to be casually very annoying. But we have max HP, 4 on the defense, and we're going to be going Jolly, which is going to give us a boost in speed with the max speed. We're going to go Vital Spirit for this. It's mainly because the Amoonguss likes to go in on Spore Pokemon, and Vital Spirit, this Pokemon cannot fall asleep. Gaining this ability while asleep cures it. Cool, right? So typically, if you lead off with, let's say, a Golduck, Amoonguss is either going to Giga Drain or Spore. You could swap in the Annihilape to prevent the Spore from being effective. And then after that, you could just taunt if another Pokemon comes in that you think might start setting up stuff. You just bulk up, Rage Fist, and Drain Punch your way to victory. Next build, we have... Oh, for this one is a Terra Steel type as well. We have a pretty bulky Annihilape here. So max hit points. We're going to max the special defense. We're going to go with the Careful Nature, which is also going to give us a boost in our special defense. Decrease our special attack. And the idea here is to be as tanky as possible and just potentially knock things out. You're not going to be really fast, but you know, you just gotta do things right. We have Bulk Up, that's going to give us our defense boost. We have Taunt, Drain Punch, and Rage Fist. 2 stab moves with a Defiant. We get Leftovers Recovered. Now, there is another option. We can get rid of this move here, and we can add Rest. And we can give it a Chesto. So let's say if we get Toxic. We get poisoned, we're paralyzed. They don't know we run Rest. So we run the Rest. It's going to put us to sleep. We're going to wake up that same turn because of the Chesto Berry. And we will no longer be statused. Moving on to the next build. Alright. So this one was pretty fun, I should say. I try to come up with something, very different. But we got a new item. Punching Glove. Holders punch base attacks have 1.1 power and do not make contact. So if you Drain Punch or Ice Punch a Garchomp, it's got Rocky Helmet, it's got Rough Skin, you won't be taking any damage since it's not making any contact. So it's a pretty nice move, of course, or a nice item. Of course, it only works with punch attacks. It also does get Shadow Punch, but I still think Rage Fist is going to be better. But we go Jolly, max speed, invest a little bit in the attack and the hit points, and you just bulk up, get that attack and defense boost, and potentially just try to sweep from there. Just depends on the situation. Could also support the Annihilape with setting up sticky webs as well. That way no Pokemon is actually faster than you. So that's definitely something you can, put together. Moving on to the next build. This is a full-on high power hitting Annihilape. Choice Band with the Jolly Nature, max speed, max attack. Got Gunk Shot, Close Combat, Shadow Claw, and Stone Edge. These are just offensively fast hitting moves or very strong moves in the Annihilape move pool, if I'm not mistaken. It does get access to other things, but I think these were by far, the best options for it. Let's look at the next build. We have a Choice Scarf. Either Vital Spirit or Defiant is good as well. But this is pretty much a build for, momentum. Like, let's say you go in on a Pokemon that is going to be problematic. You turn out, swap a better Pokemon in, better challenge for the opposing Pokemon. In close combat, to clean up. And it also gets Final Gambit. This is also commonly used in VGC because the amount of HP Annihilape has, which typically it would be max hit points. So you'd pretty much be doing this. And does damage equal to the user's HP user faints. So you're doing 217. Pretty much every Pokemon. Can't think of a Pokemon that's in probably a Blissey. But if you use Final Gambit, you lose all your HP. You're pretty much just doing this damage, and it's very good for Pokemon that are going to be extremely problematic, and you're going to be going first because we have the Choice Scarf. We got Defiant, so we don't get intimidated. Rage Fist. Feel free to swap out any of the other options as well. Like, let's see. What else can we add to... it also gets Encore. I didn't even know that. Thunder Punch. Oh yeah, for a punch, you can also, throw in Thunder Punch. Be an elemental Annihilate. That's also pretty nice as well. But I think that pretty much covers Annihilate for the most part. We can... Oh, I actually had this crazy idea of, doubles. So I thought of, Annihilape in doubles with Weakness Policy, Defiant boost, with partnered up with the Sylveon. So Sylveon gets Pixelate, which turns normal type moves into fairy moves. So Quick Attack would be a fairy type move. We would minus the attack on the Sylveon. That way we're not doing like chunks, but we're mainly doing it because we want to activate Weakness Policy. And I figured, well, you Quick Attack the Annihilape, Weakness Policy activates. We have Rock Slide to double hit the target, Drain Punch, Rage Fist, whatever option is best at the situation that you're in, or maybe even Bulk Up. But not only that, Sylveon also has Psych Up, copies the target's current stat changes. So we would get pretty much the +2 from the Weakness Policy, potentially the Bulk Up as well. Pretty scary. I was trying to I was just trying to test to see which Pokemons would be pretty good to partner up the Annihilape in order to activate it. Like, I thought of Aqua Jet into Terra type, what was it? It wasn't Fire. I think it was Ground. Because it also had access to Earthquake. So that was the other alternative. And then you can also Psych Up and then just get the stats from the Annihilape. So this would be very, very scary if you get intimidated, because you're going to be getting a +2 in attack, and then you're going to get the +2 from the Weakness Policy, and if either one of these Pokemon were to Psych Up, they would get the +2 special attack. And I threw in the Babiri Berry mainly because we didn't want to get hit with a Steel type Pokemon or just any Steel type move. And then we pretty much just Hyper Voice, Quick Attack, pick up some knockouts that we couldn't potentially pick up on. It also gets Baby Doll Eyes. If I'm not mistaken, Baby Doll Eyes is a priority move. You can Baby Doll Eyes, if you don't want to activate Weakness Policy, you can Baby Doll Eyes the Annihilape to activate the Defiant ability. We'll get a +2 in, that's a lot of damage. Imagine Defiant, Weakness Policy, you're at +4, and you bulk up, you're +5. You're just Rock Slide sweeping at that point. Of course, depending on the Pokemon. But I try to partner this thing up with other Pokemon to see how it can potentially work out, to not get knocked out. Basically set up Light Screen, Reflect. We got Sucker Punch, Spirit Break. Try to incorporate Murkrow in it as well, where we can just Tailwind, Taunt to prevent other Pokemon from doing their crazy shenanigans into the strat that we're trying to pull off here. Try to bring in Amoonguss as well with Spore, Rage Powder. That one no one targets the Annihilape. But I'm thinking, how scary would this build be? I haven't tried it, but I'm thinking about it. I just need to figure out the rest of the Pokemon that could work with this team. And I kind of want to go on the route of trying something new as well. So, and the thing is, I just thought about this. I feel like we're going to be seeing this strat commonly used later on, where we have these priority moves or multi-hitting moves that are just going to be activating Weakness Policy. But I haven't seen anything like this where you Quick Attack the Annihilape to activate weakness policy. You psych up the Annihilape to get that special attack boost. And we have the Berry, and we don't have to worry about the what is it? The throat spray. Of course I did. Maybe we don't need to actually quick attack, and then we could just have like protect on here as the option, because we're gonna need some sort of protect, some defense. Maybe we won't need bulk up. But yeah, we get recovery from the Drain Punch. We multi-hit with Rock Slide, potentially flinch the foes, Rage Fist, or maybe even Earthquake on here, which I thought was pretty cool. But let's go ahead and look at Annihilape's alternative move pool options, and let's see. It has access to Acrobatics, Brick Break, Destroy Screens, Bulk Up, Close Combat, it's heavy hitting target move. Counter can be an option. You can counter and, you know, Focus Sash. If you know there's like a Talonflame that's going to like Terra Flying, Brave Bird you or something, and just end up one tapping it. You know, kind of like a reverse sweep, but counter is good. Cross Chop, I thought about Cross Chop as well, where it's like a fun, you know, crit build. Let's see, it was counter, no, not counter. I guess Night Slash, I think Night Slash, maybe, you know, even Cross Chop, and some other, you know, alternative options that you can run. Let's see, Ice Punch and Drain Punch or something. I don't know. But yeah, I thought about something like this, and, you know, just for the cheese, you know, crits. Let's see what else it gets access to. We talked about Earthquake. Encore can be pretty nice. I feel like it'll be used at, you'll end up seeing it at some point. Gunk Shot for the fairies. It's got Fire Punch for the steel bug types, like Scizor, for example. It's got Low Kick, Nightshade. Outrage could be another one for that Choice Scarf build, or the Choice Band, but you get confused after 2 to 3 turns, so, or it lasts 2 to 3 turns, confuses the user afterwards. It's Poison Jab if you don't want the Gunk Shot. We talked about Protect, we talked about the Chesto Resto, Rock Slide, Seed Bomb. If you think any of those water ground type Pokemon are going to be problematic for you, you can always do something, you know, some surprising stuff that people don't expect, which is, can be a huge turnaround in certain scenarios. No, we're gonna not special offensive. Shadow Claw is better than Shadow Punch, I guess. It's, yeah. Oh, that was the other one. It was Night Slash, Cross Chop, and Shadow Claw for the crit stuff. Same with Stone Edge for the Scope Lens. It's got Substitute, Taunt, Terra Blast. It also gets Thunder Punch, Beat Up with the Mudsdale. Let's see. Bulldoze can potentially also work in doubles. Endure, Final Gambit. Oh, I think it was Focus Energy. That's what I had. So Focus Energy, and we just start adding all these other crit alternative moves. And I believe that wraps up the Annihilape. Versal, Screech, Shadow Punch, Stomping Tantrum, and yeah, Thrash. Oh wow, Thrash looks like fun too. But that pretty much wraps up the Annihilape. If you guys have any other builds or something creative that you guys have in mind, that you guys are running something different, or maybe some item that I don't know, because I'm pretty sure like the Assault Vest can also be an option. Heck, we'll just do it right now. I'm just now thinking of it. Assault Vest, and you pretty much just become like this semi, like we would add Assault Vest to something like this, pretty much. But I guess the Covert Cloak is just a better option for that. We wouldn't be able to have that, and we'd probably have our EV spread max hit points, and it's probably, actually we can probably Trick Room this. Oh, yeah, we can probably Trick Room. So let's say, you know, we're running a slow Annihilape. We can go Brave and just max out the attack. We have a little bit of tank because of the Assault Vest and our special defense. Older special defense is 1.5 times, but it can only select damaging moves. So that's pretty cool. Depending on what you want to go, if you're worried about sleep, if you're worried about, you know, stat drops, Defiant is always good. It definitely puts pressure on the opponent because they won't know unless they can identify your ability. But we have Drain Punch, Rage Fist, Ice Punch, and maybe what was the other option? Because we can only use offensive moves. Just throw Earthquake on, or Fire Punch on there. But yeah, the main moves that you want to use is Drain Punch and Rage Fist, or unless if you want more damage, you go Close Combat. It's got Rage Fist. If you want Rage Fist, or if you want Shadow Claw over Rage Fist, then feel free to do so. This could be good for a Trick Room build, or a Trick Room team. Trying to cover up some of the other items. We talked about the Expert Belt is always an option. Heavy Duty Boots, I guess, can also work. Life Orb can be another move as well. You could even add the Select Berry to give it an extra speed boost. Same with the other berries as well. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up the Annihilape. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope this helped you out. Let me know in the comment section below if you guys have any other creative builds, optional Terra type. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.